Hello, welcome to the news that you can trust. I'm your host. Hello, welcome to the news. I'm your host that you can trust. ASO 302. I'm your host that you can trust. Wait till we get a few more people in here and I'll get started with the news. Let's see if what we got on the agenda for today. Everybody just ain't subbed to one another. Hit everybody up for a sub while we waiting on some channels to come in, and we'll get started here. Oh, Andy, I hope you're all right, buddy. Yeah, Landon's Custom Classic, aka Cousin Mike's in the house. Richard GT350's in the house. Joe Roy's in the house. JP's Little Shop, LP. Unity Motorsports Garage, better known aka Andy. Deborah's Loving Life. Scarlet Four-Eyed Cuda, and Unfinished Projects. Tim Windsor's in the house. And I hate that about that, Andy. And Lars is in the house. Better known as AKA LP94. See if we can get some more people in here. We got a lot of news to cover this week on the tube. Y'all been keeping me busy. It takes a lot of time to get that many news. Man. Cousin Mike should call Lars L. Jeffrey. Oh. First responder made 1K last night. I want to congratulate him for making 1K last night. I did a little magic to get him over the hump.
Bend your hat down so they can see your news.
That's my new hat for the news. Station ASO 302. And what's behind me, I'll show y'all when it's over with. What I got in the mail today. I'm on a T-Dot. See if we can get some other folks to come in. I figured at 6:30 would be a good time to come on and do the weekly news. London got a 5-pound socket in the mail. Shipping probably about $20 on 5-pound socket. All right, let's get some others gonna come on in. Hopefully here soon. But we'll go on and get started on the news. And let's roll up. All right, let me know if everybody can hear me. Okay, we can get started now. Top stories today. Rich 220. Will that 283 ever run? I doubt it. According to him, we're all a bunch of no mechanics, no nothing. On to the next story. I got a lot of them here. As everybody knows, JB Little Shop and the LP94 and Tony's Hot Rod Garage are doing live every week. After doing some digging, I figured out what's going on. It really took me a little while to figure it out. JB and LP and Tony's Hot Rod Garage is doing a sneak attack on poor old Buck. Kind of makes me feel sorry for Buck, does it? On to the next news top story. The Big Block 402 and Outfits Garage. Big Block doing a sneak attack on Outfits. Man, we're going to have to send some help to Outfits. On to the next story. Andy at Unity Motorsports Garage. A sneak attack on the whole field lineup at No Name Nationals with the Wild Child 4.6 wagon. Look out. Here he comes. I wouldn't worry about Casper. We all need to be worrying about that Wild Child wagon of his. He got that thing dialed in. The most channel of the week goes to Dakota Timeout. He has moved 7 spots in the rankings for the No Name National 500. Followed by 38 POS Racing. Dakota Timeout sitting at 216, and POS Racing is at 255. Just the day before yesterday, they was tied, and 38 POS Racing moved up to 255. In other news, over at Buff's Garage, we lost Buff to the 70s to the Brian Bantana band. Man, I tell you. Auto Salvage is trying to pull a rabbit out of a tailpipe and try and do his own sneak attack. That poor guy. Now on to the weather.
Hello, welcome to ASO 302 Weather. Hold on a minute, guys. No, we don't need an extended warranty. Thank you. Sorry about that. My apologies. I'm Deborah is Loving Life reporting for ASO 302 News and Weather. In weather today, it was sunny with a partly cloudy sky with a high around 82 degrees. We did, however, have a rare rainstorm that flooded the newsroom due to the tears of joy from fellow no-name national contender Auto Salvage Outlaws getting his crank to turn on his engine. In other weather, we had a slight earthquake from the cheers of happiness at Chucky's garage due to getting his car to run. Thank you, and back to you, ASO.
Now on to sports. Andy at Unity Motorsports Garage came close to winning the drag race this weekend in that rowdy station wagon that everybody needs to be paying attention to. Other news, sports news, the fight in NASCAR yesterday, that was the best part of the whole race, was a fight between the two drivers. Deborah's Loving Life, Nana Pudding is a go for No Name Nationals video coming. We even got a Troll Buster, New Guy's Garage. If you ain't subbed to him, head over there and sub to him. Who you gonna call? You're gonna call Troll Buster, New Guy's Garage. We'll be setting up a 900 numbers. It's 99 cents a call. That covers busting trolls. In other news, Busted Raider Garage wrecked Homer in the burnout pit over the weekend. That's all for today. Turn in next week. If you got any tips, email us. And I'd like to take a moment of silence and sending prayers to Dallas and family. I don't know what's going on. I just know there's something going on, and we need to all send prayers to Dallas and his family. And that's all the news we got today. And if somebody wants to come on up and talk, we'll talk about something. I'll somehow figure out where there we go. I'll drop the link. I thought it was kind of funny myself. I just had to come up with something. I hope everyone enjoyed that. It all started this morning when I got up and had a rough night last night. Didn't feel good, and got up and seen the video this morning and got me laughing so hard I thought, well, I gotta do something about this. And so we're gonna do a weekly news around the tube. So if y'all got any tips, send them to us. OJB got it. I'm calling Ghostbusters. Let's see. Let me see here a second. Hold on just a second. Oh, but somebody wants to come in, I drop the link. Hey, boss. Hey, buddy. How you go? How you doing? I'm gonna change this background here. I'm gonna show you what I got in the mail today. Let's see. I'm trying to remember how I did it. There we go. Can y'all see it? The little tag. Ollie sent me that for the Thunderbird. I thought it was pretty cool. So if y'all ain't subscribed to Ollie's Garage, head over there to Ollie's and give him a sub, and let's help him get to 1K subscribers. Yes, Spider, that's Ollie's sticker. He had the tag made for my Thunderbird. Next week's news, we'll get any tips in. We'll have them next week's news. So next week. So if anybody got any tips, drop us an email, and we'll have it on next week's show. Down at the bottom of the screen is all the 500 channels for the No Name Nationals. If you ain't subscribed to them, head over there and subscribe to them. I'm gonna leave that up for a little while because these are the last ones on the totem pole. Hello, Bubba. How's it going? I copied the link in there if somebody wants to come up and talk. Y'all just hit that link. Holy cow. Wow. Yeah, I had to go there and comment on one of the videos and check on them. Man. Hello, Road Beer. How's it going, buddy? Hello, John. Yeah, that 283 is never going to run. That thing is dead to the like a nail on the head of a hammer. Dead. I hope everybody enjoyed the news for this week. With all these sneak attacks going on, I thought I'd bring all the sneak attacks for the No Name National, where everybody know all the sneak attacks are coming. Of course, I had my buddy JB in there with an LP in the news. I couldn't do the first one without him. I'm trying to operate this thing. And a lot of stuff happening on the list of 500s. Smoke Rich Garage has gained a few subscribers. It made the first, second, third place kind of interesting. The poor Rob's and Streetcars, he's still stuck at 465. And the newest one at Paul Landry, he's got that flathead V8 Ford. He's gained a few subscribers this week. And the POS is on the move. So if you ain't subscribed to any of them, head over there and subscribe to them. If y'all ain't checked my buddy Joe Roll's garage out, go check his work on that Nova. And maybe he'll do a video of his little rat rod black car there and let everybody get seeing it. It's pretty nice. And Scarlet Four-Eyed Cuda's come up a good bit. Yeah, 75 pound of pressure on number one cylinder, he said. I'm afraid that's not enough of compression to even start it. Alfie, what are you doing?
Oh, just trying to get
Look there. Your shirt for today.
there
Look
it
there. Oh,
How's it going?
pretty good. Just on the slow side today.
Yeah. I just got back from parts store trying to get my Chevrolet truck fixed. I got an oil seal leaking on it real bad, so I'm gonna have to change the front seal on it tonight.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, it's a motor I just put in there back in the winter, but all of a sudden the front seal just sprung a leak. So I don't know. It's probably a cheap seal. So I went and got the only one they had at the parts store was a Precision. So maybe it'll work. So
Yeah, front seal, especially on those Chevrolets, is bad about that anyway.
yeah, it's 05 model 5.3. So
Yeah. Well, have you done any more to your No Name National truck?
I haven't been able to get on it yet. It's still on block sitting over here, starting to collect some dust. So I won't have to get on it, but it's sitting. It's sitting. Let me get over here. I was trying to get over here by the door. That way I'd have a pretty good signal, but let me show you. That's right here. So
Oh yeah.
still got everything's in it, big blocks in it. I gotta get a fuel pump, and once I get the fuel pump on it and everything plumbed in, then I'll get my headers on it and starter on it. Go one piece at a time.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, me.
Yeah, Big Block did a sneak attack on you.
Yeah. I don't blame him, but I told him the other day, I said, you just blew me out of the water before I even get mine started.
Oh, you might have to plumb that thing with some more horsepower.
Yeah. I went over and seen my old buddy, Doc Baker, the other day. He's a well-known drag racer in this area and all over. He's been on Street Outlaws and all of that. And I talked to him, and he said, we'll get you fixed up when it comes time. So I said, that'll work. I mean, I've known old Doc Baker since I was a teenager. We all kind of ran around Searcy a little bit. He didn't run around near as much as we did, but he was always building on an old hot rod or something.
Right.
He had an old, it was the old square body style, Studebaker, the last body style Studebaker made. He had one of them and had a Big Block Chevrolet in it for a little while. And that thing was pretty wild, and wound up saving his money and got him a Lenco transmission and a Keith Black Hemi and put that in it and built a fiberglass nose for it, and he was really going fast with it. He couldn't get it shut down in time. It was going too fast for the eighth mile down there and didn't have a chute on it. Kind of wadded it up at the end of the track, but he still got it, believe it or not. That was probably 35 years ago, and he still got the truck. He said he's planning on bringing it back out and working on it, but he's got a Dodge Demon right now that's a blown 426 or something in it. It is really, really a bad news bear. He does no prep races and all of that. He's got a YouTube channel, Outlaw Dart. You can go on there and check him out. And he don't say much on there at all. Mainly just post a few videos here or there. And he posted a video this week. Matter of fact, today of a little race up here they had this last weekend up at Newport, and he one of the rounds, and when he fired that thing up, you can hear it. It sounds like a pro stock. I mean, it's bad. So, but anyhow, how's y'all's project going?
Well,
That don't sound good.
well, I said I'd get this thing together in a day or so and have it in there and be driving down the road.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. About like mine.
Yeah. In the process of moving, we moved some of the parts here, and then I left my car at my brother-in-law's house. And so in when moving and then moving the car, I somehow lost some bolts to the engine.
Uh-oh.
And then I still had to find me a set of heads, and then I bought a 69 302. It's got a nice set of 351 Windsor four valve heads. It already got the comp springs and all in it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm going to use those heads. But then I had a problem with my crank, my rod caps. Got that straightened out, and then I realized it was one of the rod bearings that I brought was double punched for the oil hose. And it was locking the motor up. So,
yeah.
So that kind of took me for a loop.
Yeah.
But I think I got it now, I believe. I got 1 through 4 in, and I put the rings and stuff on and rod bearings on 5 through 8 today. So tomorrow, if it ain't raining, then I'll get out there and pop them in there.
Yeah.
And then I'll start putting the rest of it together.
Right.
Finally get it in there probably toward the weekend, probably.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Maybe so. That just one piece at a time, Johnny Cash it in there, it'll get there.
Yeah, that's it right there.
That's the only way I can build anything. I don't have no steady flow of money coming in, so I mean I've got a paycheck, but I've got bills to take care of first. So but,
that's right.
We're right in the middle of race season now, and it's pretty much taking all my time and money to keep that little stock car rolling. So
right. Yeah, I used to deal in dirt track racing a little bit in the pony class.
Oh yeah.
And then they done like a race one weekend where they bring big old cars out there, and I bought a big old LTD out there. I'd run all of them off the track.
Yeah. Yeah, I started out in the mini stock back in 33 years ago. So that's been a minute. So I'm trying to think, but it's been a while. But yeah, I've been racing off and on for about 30 years. So
yeah, it's a lot of fun. We had fun with it. It was a lot of fun. And I built a Yugo for the pony class. And had a buddy of mine in on the machine shop. And he took the head and did all kind of crazy stuff with it. And I used a 2-burrow Holly on top of it.
Right.
And that thing come alive, buddy.
Oh yeah, them Holly carburetors where to go. That easy to tune and make them breathe.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
We're running that 500 Holly on these 2300s we was running. So 2.3s. That 500. A lot of times they'll try to run rich on you on the idle because it's a little bit too much for idle. But so my engine guy that's building motors for us, he knew what to do there. He had went in and put restrictors in the low speed jets and the air bleeds and stuff, and fuel, whatever it was, I don't know. But anyway, he's got little restrictors in there, and that restricts the fuel flow for an idle on the idle circuit. But when you nail the gas, it's got all the gas for the 500, so it always seemed to work real good, and I didn't have no problems out of them. So
yeah. Did you bump the idle up a little bit on it?
Just a little bit. Well, we had some pretty big camshafts in them, and we'd have to idle them about 1,800. So they would they idled pretty high. So you go below that, the overlap was so much that you would lose your vacuum and it'd die. So
right.
They were pretty radical cams in them. So
yeah,
for a 4-cylinder. They sound pretty wild.
Oh yeah, and we used to have fun with them, man. We go out there and just it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun back in the day. I cranked that where I lived on a main 4-lane highway, and on Sunday mornings out there come in from the race early Sunday morning. I'd get out there about 7 o'clock and I'd drive it down the highway. Wide open.
Right.
Down the middle of the highway. Neighbors would always call the police, and the police get up there after done shut the car off, and they just sit out there and just start laughing about it. And
Right.
every time I do that week, they'd call the police. They'd come out there and just laugh about it.
Yeah. Unfinished project. I haven't heard any more today. I've been looking for updates on Mr. BB. He's a good friend of ours, but it's pretty tragic what happened there. That cars got together on the racetrack, come up and hit the back wall, and when they did, they knocked part of the wall over, and one of the cars went over the wall. When it did, it hit the catch fence and broke a couple of poles. And when it broke the poles, one of the poles come down and slapped him, hit him upside the head, and knocked him down the fence, and all that fell on top of him. And he's about 74 years old, somewhere around in there, and he looked really bad, and still looks really bad. You can go on my community page on my YouTube there, and you can see a picture of him. But it's pretty serious. They were supposed to be taking him off of the ventilator today because they induced him in a coma just to kind of stabilize him because of the brain bleeds and the skull fracture. Had a skull fracture. His eye socket, whichever side, I can't remember. His eye socket was fractured. His cheekbone fractured, and had the brain bleeds, and so just kind of they were just trying to keep him sedated to hopefully, let him rest and maybe let all that kind of start healing. So, but he looked horrible. He looked bad, and luckily my boy Matthew was far enough away, which was only about 15 feet away from him when it happened. And I mean, he could have been standing right beside him, that's how close they were. But it just happened just to the side of Matthew, and he kind of seen what happened and got his composure about him. He went over there and laid his hands upon him and began to pray. And that was about all he could do, as everybody else was trying to keep the blood, stop the praying, stop the bleeding. I mean, he said, all I know to do was pray for him. And I said, well, that's good. And he needs that. So,
Definitely.
All the people that believes in prayer, please say a prayer for BB Johnson. He's needing it. So,
there's a guy in Georgia. I don't know him. I know somebody that knows him. It posted on their Facebook page, where a guy drag racing had a heart attack and hit the side of the wall.
Huh. That's a pretty bad deal there.
Yeah. Yes, that's bad right there. Yes, that's pretty bad.
Yeah. That it's just kind of touch and go, and depending on, I'm believing they're going to get him fixed up. They said they were going to be pulling the vent off of him today, or try to start pulling the vent off, but I haven't had any updates on that yet, though. So
Right.
But,
Yeah, that's pretty sad right there.
Yeah, and it's a bad deal because we've all stood against that fence, and I've recorded video right there, right at the fence, and just about every race I've filmed, I've stood right there at that fence, and just knowing everybody knew that it can happen, but we always tried to watch and be ready for it in case, but everybody jumped back when they seen what was happening, but he had his arms through the web wire fence, and when everybody seen it coming, he went to jump back and he couldn't get his arms out of the fence quick enough, and it got him. So that he just kind of had his arms just hanging through the fence and all, but it's not a good idea to do that. So
No.
And like I say, we've all done it. While standing up there against that fence, that track's biggest dirt track in Arkansas, and it's a big 3/8 mile high bank track, and I don't know about cars. No telling how fast they were going when they hit the wall. So 3,000-pound cars. They knocked over. I think they knocked over 6 or 8 of those concrete K rails that you see out off the freeway. Just knocked them over, and they're not. They had them fastened together, but they're not fastened to the ground because just being K rails, they just are heavy enough to hold an impact straight on. But when one gets turned into it like that, it's not stout enough. So.
No, especially if you hit head on, it's actually made for sideways hit. But when you hit
right,
it's a total different ball.
They're made to just glance off of it. Yeah, they're made to just kind of bump and glance off of and go, but they hit that one wrong, and it wound up knocking about 6 or 8 of them over, and it's pretty bad. So, but yeah.
That's sad. I imagine it come around that curve pretty fast.
Yeah. At the late models, the guy that set fast time Friday night was Billy Moyer. He's a dirt late model Hall of Famer. He's won, I guess, 800, 900 wins or something like that. He's one of the winningest dirt late model drivers of all time. And it's between him and Scott Blomqvist is the top 2 that has won the most out of everybody. And anyway, he set fast time Friday night, and he turned a 13:62 on a 3/8 mile high bank track. So that puts him running about 120 to 125 going in the corner. So, and you can go back and watch the one of the videos I put up, a short that I've got. I had a short video of him doing his time trials, and he never lifted going through the corner. He'd drive in the corner, never lift, just make the corner go. And he actually holds the track record there at that speedway. Back, the track used to be a lot higher bank, and he made that lap in just under 13 seconds. It was like 12:90. And so he was probably running 130, 135 mile an hour. So that's rolling pretty good for a 3/8 mile.
Yeah, it is. If you hit that wall at 125 mile an hour, that's like you double that. It's like 250 mile an hour when you hit impact on the wall.
Right, yeah.
That's a big jolt right there, buddy.
Yeah, it is.
Ooh.
Yep, it's a pretty powerful lick. So, everybody else was okay. Just Mr. BB's the only one that got hurt, but
Right.
one's enough, So I mean, it's bad
Yeah.
enough. So,
That's right. It really takes the wind out of you. It really starts to make you think about everything then.
yeah, it takes the fun out of it, and it just makes it so that it sets you over here on the box. So I don't have to hold it. But it just makes it where it's not as enjoyable, and especially when one of your friends get hurt like that.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, it back in the day, man, that drag strip, our local drag strip, man, they didn't run it right. And there was people getting killed out there, cars, and it was a mess. It was
Right.
really- Then
I'll tell
finally,
you. Go ahead.
they closed it down. Then they reopened it again and resurfaced the track and all that. But after that, it was already done for then.
Right. Yeah.
It's sad.
Right.
Yeah.
I've been noticing here lately, a lot of these things. I don't know, there's no prep guys or the pro mod guys, or maybe all pro mods. I ain't sure, but I've noticed a lot of them are getting a lot of air, and they're gonna have to do something there. That's not going to work. I mean, somebody eventually is going to get it, and they've been lucky so far that nobody went over the wall into the bleachers. So,
Right.
yeah, they're just lucky. I forgot the man's name, but over in Australia here, a couple months ago, 3 months ago, whatever it was, he caught air, and the car turned right with him, and he flew over the wall on the right side, right lane, and went and clipped the cameraman's tower that he was standing in. I guess the cameraman jumped and dove out of it, I guess, but he clipped the camera tower and went to flipping and rolling. That best I know, it killed him. So he was running over 200 mile an hour, I think, when he went over the wall. So it's it's all fun and games, for going faster and faster and faster. But I'm all about, in racing, that I don't like a whole lot of rules as far as limiting the speed and stuff like that. But they've got to work on something to keep them cars on the ground. So NASCAR did a lot because in the late 70s and the 80s, them cars, when they get turned sideways, they take flight. And Bobby Allison went up in the bleachers there, and the only thing that stopped him was a guard cable, one of those cables. It caught the car, and I believe he would have went on through, but when he caught that cable, the front of the car come down and hit the top of the wall, and that I believe the cross member of the car stopped him, and when it did, it pulled him back out in the track, because he was ripping the fence out of the place, and people were just 5 feet from that. So him running 200 mile an hour, so they had to start figuring out ways to, if that car got turned sideways, to keep it on the ground. So and I know dragsters aren't supposed to be going backwards or anything, but if there's got to be some blow panels or something put in them cars to where when they rear up, it blows something out and puts them back on the ground. So I'm not a big name drag racer or anything like that. I'm just an old hillbilly out here in a little shop in Arkansas, but there's ways to fix those things, and I'm sure they're thinking about it, but there's going to have to be some rules brought in for safety in that, in my thoughts. So, and I know a lot of the racers are probably not liking me saying that, because it's extra expense and all of that. But I'd rather put another few $1,000s in some flow panels or some blowout panels or something to keep from wasting a $250,000 car. So
Exactly right. Yes. There's a way of building one. I was actually gonna build a Pinto, a Bobcat, and then I actually could have got the car for a little nothing, probably for free.
Right.
And then I thought, it's not wide enough.
Yeah.
Them cars right there, if you build a drag car out there, you gotta have some wheelie bars on the back of them things.
Right. Go Google the Pinto that had the 306 six-cylinder in it that held the track to the world record of the six-cylinder. I forgot the guy's name, but there's a YouTube channel that's Ellis Machine Shop, I think is the name of it. But he went and rebuilt the engine, went through that engine that they had in that car as a 306 cylinder, and they had took three, I believe it was 3 or 4. I believe it's 3, 351 Cleveland heads, and welded them together and made the head for that 306 cylinder. And they had it was a pretty bad news bear. So, but it's on YouTube. You can look it up. Pinto with world record holder Pinto with a 306 in it. So. But
He'll be right back.
all right. I'm just sitting out in the shop, just taking it easy.
Here it comes.
Yeah, man.
That's all right.
So it's called the world record.
Yeah, it's Pinto. I think he's the record holder for 6 cylinder. I think it was in the 70s. I can't remember the man's name. It bothers me.
Let's see, I'm trying to find it.
Yeah. It'll be there somewhere. It's a little white Pinto.
Yeah, it's on a video on here. Hold on, I gotta. Let's see.
Says Ken Weld, AB Road.
That's on the Escort there. That's not it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll try to find it. If you can't find it there, I'll try to find it too here in a little while.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, I started to build it, and then I thought, I don't want to fight with that steering wheel going down the track.
Right.
I'm like, eh.
Little
And then,
short rigs are pretty hard to handle.
Yeah, they are. You really had to work that steering wheel.
Mm-hmm.
And this Thunderbird is basically just like a Mustang. It's basically just a Mustang, just a different body style.
Oh yeah, it's a Fox body suspension.
Yeah. And I drove. That's all I ever owned was Mustangs, the Fox body Mustangs.
Right.
And once you drive one of them and know how to drive them, you can drive all of them then.
Right. Yeah, that Thunderbird, it's basically the same as the Fairmont on underneath it.
Right.
I found a Lincoln. I forget what it's actually called, but it's the Lincoln version of that. So I know where one of those are sitting, but I haven't been able to go talk to them about it yet.
Oh,
Is it Tim Reed?
is it Tim, that one with the Pintos? Is that Tim Reed?
That sounds right. It's a little
white one?
Yeah, a little white Pinto.
Yeah.
I think it was in the 70s or early 80s.
79.
Yeah. 79.
Yeah, he was out running big block Chevrolets with that six-cylinder.
Oh, I bet. Them 306 six-cylinders is no joke.
Yeah, he was cranking it.
Yeah, no joke. Ellison Machine Shop. I wonder where they out of.
I'm not sure, but he's the man that acquired one of the motors that was in that car, and well, he didn't actually buy it, but somebody brought it to him to redo. And it was a pretty neat looking piece the way they had to cut the head of it. And they raised the intake ports up, and so much that they wound up cutting totally out of the intake port into the water jacket, and then wound up having to epoxy all of it and rebuild the same thing on the exhaust port. They raised the intakes and exhaust ports up. So that's where we got the motor companies figured out how to, if they could get the intake and exhaust ports higher and point them at a straighter angle, that they would flow so much better as through people cutting those old heads up, making them work, welding heads together. And I'm pretty sure he ran 6 cylinders there for a while. He was cutting 351 Cleveland heads up.
Golly. Yeah, I actually wanted to build a newer version of the 302 Boss from the 60s, because I could have got my hands on some Cleveland heads, but it's the intake. You gotta have some duckies to get that intake. Intake, you gotta have some duckies, buddy. I was like, oh man.
Right.
I was like, oh man. And I said, well, scratch that idea.
Yeah, I've wanted to build one, but I couldn't go that route. Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't either.
For sure.
So I got a buddy of mine that's got a bunch of Cleveland stuff, and I know I'd go out and get a pair of Cleveland heads. But yeah, that price of the intake, buddy.
I've watched a
Breaking up on me.
couple guys I watched a couple on anymore to just, you get a set of aluminum heads and
That
AFRs or something like that, and they'll flow just as good as those. So,
yeah, if not better. You know, the aftermarket stuff is
you're losing probably 50, 75 pounds right off the head.
right, and the aftermarket heads and stuff is more available now than what it used to be. And
Right.
yeah, if you got the money, you can buy anything you want. But the way to get through is with a set of aftermarket heads on a car.
Yeah. Yeah, if a person can afford it, that's the way to go. You know, those are so much better.
Right,
But
right.
I haven't been able to afford a set yet.
No, I ain't either. I can't afford them. I got
Right.
I don't like too much left now. I just got the nicky-picky stuff now to get. I got to get transmission seals and the filter kit and transmission fluid. And I still got to get the drive shaft loop. And I'm still going to do my lugs anyway.
Right.
And then I got to get a helmet, and then I'll be pretty much done.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't even looked at any rules or anything yet. I don't know if we're going to be able to get this thing together in time or not with everything going on. And we may be just lucky just to show up and just visit with everybody down there. I don't know. Things. I've still got the old stock car that I could take, but I'd have to change a couple of things on it to make it fast tech. So
Right.
I got a drive shaft loop in it, but it's not as thick as what they want. So
Right.
they want a 1/4-inch thick drive shaft loop, and I don't have one of those.
Right. It's a safety thing. Yeah, actually a pretty good safety thing because, just like potential projects, they broke a drive shaft last year.
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
it's been,
square body stuff.
yeah, and they've been going down that track and without no loop to catch it. It'd been a whole
Right.
different ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can understand that rule there.
Right. Hey, I've seen drive shaft come out in a race car, one of these dirt track cars, and tear the interior out of a car.
I have to. And they will do some
Just
damage.
hard.
I have seen them go down the road and flip a car because the drive shaft fall out of them.
Oh yeah, that front drive shaft fall out. It'll pogo that thing.
Yeah, so will.
Pole vault it. I've watched them do it on dirt track a few times.
Right.
Matter of fact, I think one of the first times I ever went to a dirt track, one guy didn't have a drive shaft loop in or a chain, either one. Back then, you could run a chain under it just to keep it from falling in the ground. And they had just got the car done, and that was the first time it was out for the car, and they hit somebody going down the straightaway and wound up pulling the drive shaft out and pole vaulted the car and just nearly totaled the car first night out.
Yeah. That will make you.
Yeah.
That will make you sick. Yes.
Yep.
Seen it happen.
Here. Show you who just pulled up out here. We're fixing to have to get to work, but I'm I'm on a
Uh-oh.
live with. We're on live.
There we go.
Oh man. Put
How's
him
it
to work. Put him
We
to
got to get to work.
work. Put him to work. Make
Yeah,
him sweat.
yeah. We probably going to as humid as it is.
Oh yeah. It's hot down here, buddy. I'm here to tell you. I went out there and put the rings on the pistons, and buddy, I was sweating. I come in, I told
Yeah.
the wife, it's hot out there.
Right?
It was hot.
Yep.
It
Yeah.
was hot.
Well, guys, I hate to run, but I'm fixing to get to work.
I enjoyed you come in. I know
Yes,
you.
sir. We'll try to get back in there sometime.
Yeah, I know. They ain't seen you made a video in a while, and I texted you that day. Make sure y'all's all right up that way.
Yeah, I've been covered up with work and doing whatnot. I posted one today, but I don't know if it's uploaded yet. That for whatever reason, YouTube it makes my videos wait for about 2 days before they'll go ahead and upload them. But I post them and then just wait for them to approve them and put them on. I don't even put music on my stuff anymore because of that. So I thought that might have been it, but I think it's just that they want to pick on me or something.
Probably. I know it takes, when I download it, if it's a 15-minute video, it literally takes about 3 hours to put it on there and for it to download on there.
Right.
It takes about 3.
It takes me about sometimes 2 days.
Whoa.
So even with Wi-Fi.
Mm.
So I don't know if it's me preaching on here every once in a while or what. They don't like it preaching. They want to have all that other stuff, you know.
Yeah, that's right.
You put a guy looking like a girl on a beer can and they get front page ads, but
Yeah, that's right.
you start preaching against it and they'll set the algorithm against you.
Yep, that's right. You're exactly right there.
So
It's a trick. It's a trick, and I've sat here for the last 2 weeks, about 3 weeks, playing around with the settings on YouTube and doing this and doing that. And last night I figured it out. I know what picks your video up.
yeah.
And we done got 5 or 6 of them just shot up, boom, 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 just like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
And I was like, now I know now. Now I know now.
Yeah. Yeah, some of my shorts will do pretty decent, you know, but there's some of them that I'll get 30 or 40 views, and then there's others I'll get up into the thousands. You know, you never know. So
The best time, I don't know about where you at, but here, if I release a video out at like 8 o'clock in the morning or 7 o'clock in the morning, scheduled for 7 or 8, they do better than putting them out in the evening.
yeah.
Because everybody gets up and they're on watching the videos and drinking coffee. But it does better in the mornings than it does in the evenings.
Right.
Just kind of play around with when you want them to release your video. Try it in the morning versus trying it in the evening.
Yeah.
And it makes a big difference in your channel.
Right.
It makes
I'll have to dig into that.
Yeah, I'll send you a text sometime tomorrow, and
Okay.
I'll send you some stuff, and it'll help you with on your videos.
All righty. Well, man, we're gonna have to get on out of here and crawl underneath this old truck if I can get it fixed, and see if we can get a front seal put in this thing. So
I'm glad you come on in here. Like I said, I ain't seen you in a while. I was kind of worried about you. I was about ready to come to Arkansas.
Yeah. Well, see, come on. You get up here, we'll throw a wrench in your hand.
We'll do something, won't we?
Well, yeah. Yeah.
We'll go-
All right. Well, we're going to get on out of here and try to get in here and see if we can crawl under this old truck.
All right, brothers. Y'all have a good night. Don't work too hard.
All right.
Yes,
God
sir.
bless y'all, and y'all keep a hammering, guys.
Y'all too.
All right.
We got Everett in the house tonight. Yeah. Oh. Hey, unfinished project. Drop Ollie's link in there, please, for me, if you don't mind. Hello, Everett. How you doing, buddy? Hello, Dean. We're doing pretty good, Everett. How you doing, buddy? Let's see. Let me get over here and get this copied right quick. Somebody wants to jump on in. There's the link. Somebody wants to jump on in. Let's see. Hit the like button. Appreciate you, Mohawk. Hope everybody enjoyed the news for the week. Thought that was kind of funny. It's actually in a good mood today.
Sounds bad.
Ooh. If somebody wants to jump on in, just come on up. met somebody and missed it. Somebody come on up. Oh, Lord, Dean. Oh. Oh. You too, John. Everett's from Busted Radio Garage. Thank you, Three Monkeys Garage. Appreciate that. You got a lot of great channels and a lot of great guys in No Name Nationals. So are. There's a bunch of them. We have a lot of fun. Y'all ain't subscribed to Holly's Garage, head over. I'm fixing to post his link. Head on over there and give him a sub and comment on one of his videos and tell him I sent you over there. It's good to hearing from Russell Outfits Garage. It was that was good. Hey, there's old man in the shop. There he is. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, old man?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you hear me all right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Good. You got that board put together?
Not yet. Not yet. It was like wet, rainy this morning. Then the sun came out, and it was supposed to get some rain here shortly. So I finished putting the rings on the pistons today and get them done, the 5 through 8. So I get them done. They're ready to go in there.
Oh, yeah. Okay. You need to move that motor in your living room so you can work on that in the rain.
Yeah.
No, no. He's already got enough stuff in here.
The table would work good.
No, that's where the carburetor goes, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's on the table. No, we don't use it, the table to eat on. It just sits there for looks, so might as well just use it for parts. Ain't that right?
That's right. Use it as a workbench.
Y'all gonna get in trouble.
I could put a workbench outside and he'd still bring it in the house and put it on the kitchen table.
Yeah, that's right.
Would.
When it's 85 degrees, degrees and Immediately at 100%. Turn the air conditioner on, work on the table.
That's right. What's wrong with that? My wife won't let me do that because I've got air conditioner in my shop, so I can't call that.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
That's where you messed up.
Yep.
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 Yeah, well, and heat too. We got heat and air out there, so it's good.
Yeah. I bet I handle one without air conditioner, but heat, you got to have heat in wintertime if you're going to work on one.
Yeah. Well, I'm all about some 65 and 70 degree air to work in too.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm working.
About this time of year, I turn the air conditioner on in my shop, and it don't cut off till October.
Right. Right.
It stays around 70, just below 69, 70 in there year round.
That's not bad.
No.
No, at all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty good.
I had worked in a few shops that felt like it was 200 degrees in there.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've been there and done that too. And that you can't concentrate, you can't do nothing else. Sweaty and aggravating.
Yep.
Just
And
don't
you
work
just-
out very well.
And you're just waiting on 5 o'clock to get there to go home and crawl in the air conditioner.
That's right. That's right.
Yes.
Hmm.
I done been on that rodeo once before. Yeah.
Yeah, I went there and helped my boy finish wiring the house this morning.
Uh-oh.
It was on the river, but shoot, 3 stories. That thing was hot in there, buddy.
Oh, I bet. I guarantee you.
Yeah, you couldn't do much without sweating.
No. No. Nope.
But that's okay. Hell, I need to sweat anyway.
Yeah. It's going to get hotter than that before too long. August.
Oh,
Usually
yeah.
August is the hottest month here. Usually in August.
Yeah. August is about the hottest for us.
Yes. Gets that hot. When it gets like that here, you don't want to be in the sun too long.
No, it just ain't no fun.
If you're there about 20 minutes, buddy, you cooking.
Yes, sir.
All right, Mohawk, appreciate you coming. Somebody said you broke your foot falling out the back of the shop somehow.
Yeah, I saw JB had posted that.
Man,
Must have got into beer too heavy.
or something. I don't know. I broke my ankles on both foot just by walking and falling in the hole in the yard.
Oh, yeah. A daggone little pothole will get you, buddy.
Oh, yeah, quick. Sure will, quick. Sure will.
Now, you gonna go through that transmission in the car, or you just gonna go with it?
I'm on. The transmission, the fluid and all look good in it. All I'm gonna do is throw some seals in it and a new filter kit in it, and then I got 2 balls of Lucas I'm gonna throw in there. I believe it'll be alright. I actually believe now I know why that car was parked. Whew. Man, I need some coffee.
Hint, hint.
Yeah, I believe I believe the oil pump quit, and I think that's the reason why that car was parked. Now, I could be wrong, but
You know, that's one thing I've never had happen. I hear people have that issue happen. I've never had an oil pump quit on one.
I've never had one quit, but I've had them go down to like 10, 7, 8 pounds of pressure. But as soon as they did, I always shut them off.
Yeah.
I've tore some of them up with a rod just slinging through the block and top of the heads before.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, we've run all the performance engines we've ever had. We always run a low oil pressure light on it, with a gauge.
Right.
But, you know, the light oil pressure gets below 35 pound, whatever the sensor is. It goes like a shift light or something on the dashboard so you can see it.
Yeah, Mohawk, that right there, the little bones in the toes, buddy, that hurts. It'd probably been actually better if you broke your foot instead of them bones.
Yeah, probably so.
Yeah, that hurts. Ooh. That's a bad kind of hurt there.
Yeah, that's about like dropping a cylinder head on your foot.
Yeah. I know when I fell off that road back, buddy, it took me about almost 4 weeks to get over that, and then turn around and fell again when I got shot up in the air 6 foot, unload that motor.
You should have been videoing that stuff.
I'm still hurting from that, Paul, buddy. That there's, whew.
Yeah.
I guarantee you I won't do that again.
No, I bet not.
That there, whew. Yeah.
Are you ready to get the motor in by the end of the week and in the weekend?
Probably. Well, if this rain would move out and quit, we got rain called for every day of the week. So just put her and move on out of here. Like probably there. Hopefully.
Huh.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah,
I wish
I'm here tonight.
Yeah, I wished I'd had an engine stand. Put it on an engine stand, but I ain't got one. I had one borrowed my brother-in-law, and he was using his, and I guess I wish I had an engine stand.
Yeah.
It'd make it easier.
I got 5 of them, and I had to go borrow one yesterday.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I mean, I got some of them little cradle dolly things.
Right.
And they're full. Engine stands are full. And I got a motor I got to pick up tomorrow. To go with my buddy's K10. So I called another friend of mine, had a motor stand, and man, bring that thing over here.
Right.
But he wasn't using it. Hell, he wanted it out of his driveway anyway. So.
Right. Yeah. I had one. I loaned it to somebody, and I couldn't never remember who I loaned it for. To. And then I thought, it's been too long ago now, I can't remember. So I said, well, I'll just sneak out the Snake out the tar, top and tar.
Yeah, I don't know how many I've had over the years, you know, but loan them out. And forget about them and don't remember who you loaned it to.
Yeah.
And they don't ever volunteer to bring them back, that's for sure.
No.
But anyway.
Yes. I'll tell you one thing, them things done got expensive. You gotta buy a new one.
Yeah.
That's like cherry pickers, man. I remember you get them for $129 for a cherry picker.
Yeah, you better add another $100 to that now.
I think the cheapest one we found was like $2.99. I think it was, and I'm like, whoa.
Huh. I ain't bought one of them in a while. Hell, I need to put a RAM on mine. Because it leaks, the cylinder leaks.
Right.
And I was kind of thinking about buying just another cherry picker, but hell, if you're talking that $300 or so, I ain't gonna do that.
Yeah, they high. I'm talking about expensive.
Huh.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, the daggone Harbor Freight engine stands. I mean, they're $100 a piece now.
Right.
You know, you can buy them for $40, $50.
Right. Yeah, now everything done got expensive, man. It's unreal. Especially anything you got oil in it. You pay for it now. Even groceries.
Anything to do with petroleum-based stuff, you gonna pay.
Yep. Even groceries are so high, you can't even buy groceries to eat.
Yeah. Yeah, my buddy was talking about that yesterday. He went to the grocery store and had like $300 in his pocket, figured that was plenty.
Yeah.
He come out there with hardly nothing.
Right.
Yeah, I'm hoping we can get that K10 painted maybe this coming weekend if weather permits. Get it out of my shop and get my S10 in there and start on it.
Right. You about is that the one you're painting gray?
Yeah.
You don't have too much more on that, and I thought it was a pickup truck.
No, it's we had a little rusty place on the back passenger side corner of the bed.
Right.
And we ordered a patch panel and went there Saturday. We cut that all out and welded in the new.
Right.
And put a Kim coat of Bondo over it and then come back and put another coat over it this afternoon. So it's pretty much started pulling the front fenders off of it and found a little rusty place up under the heater box with an air conditioner, a heater fan blows into the cab.
Right.
So it won't take much to fix that. I think I get on that English wheel and bend a piece of metal up pretty easy and weld it in there, and that'll be done.
Right.
But hopefully we can. I think I'm gonna paint it piece by piece. You know, go ahead and paint the cab and the bed and the doors and the fenders and the hood, all that. Paint them all separate, and then put it back together.
I believe it's easier that way.
Well, like I was telling my buddy out there this evening, we were talking about it. I said, well, thing of it is, if we screw up, we only screwed up one item. You know, instead of screwing up a whole paint job on a truck.
Right.
You know, get the trash blow up in it. At least it's only on a fender or a door or the hood, whatever. Get some that one piece down instead of standing the whole freak truck down again and
right.
buying another $600 worth of paint.
Right. Yeah, I think it's easier to do that with your doors and your fenders because when you spray down, Right.
Yeah. When you're
Spray
changing colors, you can get your door jams and mess done like it ought to be.
Right.
You know, and I just feel like it's easier. I really do.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it is too. I've done them like that, and I'd rather paint one with the fenders off and the hood off and stuff like that, and the doors off one. It makes it a lot simpler too.
I mean, the thing of it is, that 4-wheel drive, I'm not tall enough to reach across the hood anyway.
Right.
So I'm going to stand up and lean on a fender or something, and I'm going to get dirt on the fender or whatever.
Yeah. And then you have to go back and redo it all over again.
Yep. So we can, hang the fenders from something.
Right.
A couple ladders or something, whatever. Paint them.
Yep.
Lay the hood on some sawhorses and paint them. Clear it, put it all back together.
Very true. Very true.
I mean, if you had a paint booth and all the specialty tools, it'd be different. But
Right. Yes. Little trick to it when you go to do it. And I'm like, yeah, I'd rather take all that stuff off and paint it.
Yeah.
Then put it back on there.
With on this truck, we found a brand new hood and 2 new fenders for cheap. And the other fenders were dented up and had some rust on them.
Right.
So we had to pull them anyway. Let's paint them while we got them off.
Right.
But he's kind of scared the colors are not going to match up. I said, same gal.
Right.
I mean, I don't see why it wouldn't.
Right.
The shafter we're going to use.
Still debating on it. I'm still on the debating side on it.
Are they fairly
Depends
close?
on- Yeah, they're both basically. One of them's a little bit better than the other one as far as performance goes. The new one I got has never been in a car, and it's got the lifters and all with it. And the other one's already been run, and it's got new lifters with it, but it's in the other motor.
Right. Well,
Still debating.
I'll tell you the truth, I just about, the way camshafts are today, I just about rather put that used cam in there and it's good.
Yeah.
Than stick that new one in there and knock a load off of it right to start with.
Yeah. Yeah, I got some stuff to leave it up real good.
Yeah.
What you got?
I'm just about
Once you
scared
get-
of
once-
that cam now.
And then once you get it in there, you got to let it run for 10, 15 minutes, about 2,000 RPMs.
That's right.
To get it broke in.
Yeah.
I might have to rig up a gas can to be able to do that.
Yeah, bottle feed that thing or gravity feed it
Yep.
up on the fender.
Which I thought about just putting the other one in there and then later on put the new one in it, but that way go ahead and put the other one in there, should say, and then get it running because it's already been broke in.
Yeah.
So then I just get everything running and everything like that, and then drive it around, and then if I have to, oh man.
Quit that. Do it now, man.
I do it every night about this time. Then after I put it in there, then it run around. That way it'd be running, and then I put the new one in there. Then I believe it'd be better off do it that way instead of slapping the new one in, and then trying to adjust everything out.
Yeah. I mean, that's basically the used cam. You know it's good. That's one less equation you have to deal with.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, John.
Yeah, that is. Oh, yeah, I didn't sleep good last night. I slept all night last night.
Ugh.
I watched the sun come up this morning.
I didn't, but I was up.
If I go to bed now, I'll be up at 2 o'clock, wide awake.
Yeah. I mean, that's about the same thing here. I go to sleep now. 2, 3 in the morning, I'll be up and can't go back to sleep.
Right.
About time I get about 7 o'clock when I got to take my grandson to school, I'll be wanting to go back to sleep.
Right.
Three Monkeys, I'd go.
I'm telling you, bacon.
You can't go wrong there.
Mm-mm. It's got bacon in it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good any way you look at it.
Jeff, it's got bacon in it.
Yeah, that's good stuff. It don't matter.
Yeah. Bacon's good, but it don't love me though. Whoa.
Yeah, I'd rather have some spicy sausage, than I had the bacon.
I can't eat that no more either.
Huh.
I love sausage too, boy. I can eat it by the box full.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it, but it ain't good for me.
I ain't supposed to be touching it.
Yeah, well, you better keep it away from me then. Oh.
Yeah.
Yep. For my buddy, that would be bad because he eats deer sausage almost every day.
Right.
He'll put 5 or 6 deer in the freezer and just sausage out of all of
Mm.
Yeah, I love it, but I don't know if I love it that good.
That's it. I like me some sausage.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, I like me some sausage.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, but
I ate some deer sausage here a couple years ago. A buddy of mine had made, and man, it was good. I mean, it didn't bother me.
yeah. Yeah,
It
that's
was-
what he makes his own. You know, he's got a grinder and all that stuff, and mixes all that stuff up in it. And I don't know what he does, but it's good.
Yeah,
Cook some big old cat head cheese biscuits and slice one of them things open with some sausage in there.
oh yeah.
Man, that's good eating.
I'm gonna get my wife in there making me some biscuits now.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, John's right there. Everything doubled in price and the quality is half, and you're lucky if it's made in China. That's
Yeah.
about right. That is about right.
Unfortunately, that is true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, I think I'm gonna get off here. I'm gonna fall asleep on you. Ugh.
I'm probably fixing to shut it down, and I gotta call my brother and Twitter chat with him. And
So, all right, guys. Well, I've enjoyed it, and I'll see y'all later.
same here. Really enjoyed it, buddy. And we'll catch you on the next one.
All right, man. See y'all.
All right, y'all be good. Appreciate everybody coming out, and we will catch y'all next week.